Okay, guys, so here we are, Zero Morph here. I know I've been away for a little bit of time. I apologize for that. I was in the state of Tennessee on a youth group field trip kind of thing, like a camping fall retreat deal. I am back now, and I'm excited to start making videos again. This particular video is actually a video that I promised to Christina Romuald, who had left a comment a few weeks ago on my Let's Play YouTube channel asking if I could make an install how-to video for the Final Nights 1.5 HD, which is being released on October 16th, which is this Tuesday, October 16th, 2018. It's going to be released, and she told me that some of these players are not too computer savvy. And, you know, I totally get that. I understand that. And I promised her that before I released TFN 1.5, I would make an install how-to guide and kind of talk about it. So this is me making good on my promise. Today is, what is it, Thursday, October 11th. So I'm about 5 days early, which is good. You guys will then have this video ready for you by the time you are able to download the Final Nights 1.5 HD. I'm very excited for this release. It's in 5 days. This is really cool. For those of you who also don't know, let me go ahead and plug Burgermeister's release as well. He is releasing the Clan Quest mod 4.0 at the end of October this month. For those of you who like the vanilla clans, but would like to see more storyline, more quests, more NPCs, you know, I've checked out his mod. It looks incredible, absolutely incredible. It looks like you can join the Sabbat even, which is, I mean, so cool. He brought in a bunch of professionally voiced actors and actresses for his brand new NPCs, which, from my understanding, it looks like they are actually completely remodeled in Blender or GIMP or something like that. They don't look, you know, like the original models. They look like they were actually completely made from scratch. I mean, it just, wow. I'm really impressed. So for those of you who are looking for more of a new game experience, as far as like new clans and new just an overhaul of all the game mechanics, the Final Nights is for you. But if you're looking for more of a vanilla Bloodlines experience with the original clans, but would like basically like an expansion pack to the original game with tons of new quests, new NPCs, expanded storyline, check out Clan Quest mod. Burgermeister, friend of mine, he's awesome, super cool guy, just the most talented modder ever. Check out his work, it's sweet. Okay, so you guys are looking at my desktop here. I'm running Windows 7 64-bit Ultimate Edition. I got this cool vampire logo back here going on. Let's see here. As I'm recording this in OBS Studio, you can see the icon actually down here. Let's see here. Okay, so step one, you want to download the Final Nights 1.5 HD full, .exe. I don't plan on releasing an update from 1.4.1. I'm just kind of starting from scratch. We're going to do 1.5 HD full. That's the only thing you can download. It's about 923 megabytes in size. It'll originally be released on moddb.com, which is here's the Final Nights page as viewed on my computer here. So what you will want to do, which you can see, you know, I have some updates as of right here. You want to go up here to Files, click on that guy, and you're going to see all the different files you can download. Now, like this is the 1.4 full version. This is the update only for 1.4. This is Child of Malcav's 1.4.1 hotfix that he released. And let's see here. And then this is the 1.4.1 full download that also includes the mod loader. Now, the mod loader is something that's a little bit newer to Bloodlines mods, and what it basically allows you to do is it allows you to have one copy of Bloodlines on your computer. However, you can have multiple different major overhauls and expansions with that one copy of Bloodlines. That way you don't have to have, all these multiple copies of original Bloodlines that have been changed with all these different mods, because that can start to get really big. I think the vanilla game itself is about 2.5 gigs in size. So if you want to play, let's say you want to play Camarilla Edition, you want to play Final Night, CQM, you want to have just a basic WESP unofficial patch version, that's like that's like 4 or 5 different copies of the exact same thing of Bloodlines, each one taking up about 2.5 gigs of space. So that's not cool. Nobody likes that. We all want hard drive space. So that's what the mod loader does. And the Final Nights is now a part of that mod loader program. So let's see. So of course the Final Nights 1.5 HD will also have the mod loader, just like this version of that Child of Malcav put out, which I believe Child of Malcav was the one who actually set this up. It wasn't me who did it. So if it was him, major kudos. Thanks, buddy, for doing that. So on the release day, you're going to see right up here 1.5 HD. You're going to want to go ahead and download that. And when you're done downloading it, you're going to have, I would download it to your desktop. You're going to have VTM The Final Nights 1.5 HD full.exe. Now, before we start double clicking on stuff, we will need to install Vampire Bloodlines. And the way I do it, there's a lot of different sources that you can get Bloodlines from. I'm still using the retail CDs that I bought on the opening day back in 2004. Yeah, I've been around a while. I still had those CDs. I had the original book. I still have the original box. The little crystal, what is that, CD? It's like a double CD holder. Yeah, so that's how I installed mine. Let's see here. So I've already done that. I've already installed a fresh copy of Vanilla Bloodlines, which I believe is Bloodlines 1.0. I don't think the 1.2 patch was released with the CDs. I'm not totally clear on that, but it's kind of irrelevant anyways. But let me go ahead and open up Windows Explorer. Again, this is Windows 7 64-bit Ultimate Edition. So for me, when I install this, let's go to my C drive. Let me go ahead and open that up. So these are, ignore this and ignore this. These are my modified copies of the Final Nights. This is what I actually use to mod the game and do testing, beta testing, or I guess alpha testing, I guess is more accurate because I'm the one doing it. But when I installed from the CDs, it installed here to Program Files x86. Now, the difference between Program Files and Program Files x86 is if you're running a 32-bit copy of Windows, you won't have this x86. This is for 64-bit programs. And because you can't run a 64-bit program on a 32-bit operating system, you're not going to have this folder by default unless, of course, you create one on your own, which I don't know why you would. So you 32-bit users are going to install it to your program files, just the regular one. For us 64-bit users, we're going to be installing it to the x86 program files directory. So I'm going to click on that, go here to Activision, which is the original retail CD path name Activision. Double click on that, then you're going to see Vampire Bloodlines. If you click on that, then you're going to see this is the original game right here. This is Vanilla Bloodlines 1.0. Full of all the bugs and full of, this is straight from the retail CD that was bought by me on opening day. So you're going to have, there's literally, this is the most stripped version of Bloodlines you can, actually play. Now, it's my understanding that when you download from like Good Old Games, GOG.com, I believe they actually package WESP's unofficial patch, and they don't even give you an option if you want to play with the original Bloodlines or if you want the patch. They force you to have the patch, which I disagree with. I think that's crap that they do that, but that's how they're doing it. Because there's other patches out there that fix bugs, like Tessera, I think his name is Tessera or something like that. He does the true patch. Some people may want to use that, but unfortunately GOG forces you to use WESP's patch, which in my opinion, WESP has the best patch. That's the patch I would use if I was playing Vanilla Bloodlines. So, but not everybody wants that, and I hate when anybody forces someone to do something they don't want to do. I'm not a big fan of that. I like the idea of electronic freedom, I guess. I'm a big advocate of that. I hate DRM. I hate the fact that you have to play online, all that stuff. I'm old school. I don't like it. So I'm not exactly sure how Steam does it. That's another place you can download Vampire Bloodlines from, is from Steam. I'm not exactly sure if they force you to have the patch or if you can have a clean copy of it like this. I don't believe in Steam. I don't believe in playing offline games. You're forced to play it online. I don't like that stuff. But anyways, I don't want to turn this install how-to into a personal Zeromorph rant. So so this is a clean copy of Bloodlines, and that's what you want to install the Final Nights on top of. And so here we are with that. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of put this off to the side for a minute, but we want to keep that open. And then we go back here to the Final Nights 1.5 HD full.exe. I'm going to go ahead and double click on that. And I don't even think you have to run this as an administrator. I don't believe so. But user account control, yes. Want to start it up. It's going to think about it for a second. Okay, so if you've played previous versions of the Final Nights, I always use the same little graphical icon, but I always change the color. I think the original 1.0 was red, and then I think I used blue and green and yellow and purple. And I'm running out of colors. So this time, 1.5 HD is going to be orange. I hope you guys like orange. Orange is like for Halloween. That's pretty cool. It all kind of worked out. So VTM Final Nights version 1.5 HD full. This program allows you to install it. Yay. We like that. Okay, so we're going to click on next. Right here, Vampire the Masquerade, the Final Nights. One of the first things you may notice, blah, blah, blah. So I wrote that like 1,000 years ago. If you scroll down a little bit, here's the features included with 1.5 HD. It has all the bug fixes, which there's quite a few, as you can see. New content. This is all the new content. Now, the big feature of 1.5 HD is just that. It's HD. It's this version is fully supported in 1080p, so that's the 1920 by 1080 resolution size, which is a 16 by 9 format. The main menu has been changed for widescreen. The clan histories have been changed for widescreen. The character sheet, the clan icons, the masquerade icons, the buttons, the barter window, the loading screen, all of that has been changed and is no longer stretched. It looks just fan-freaking-tastic. This is really the whole point of releasing a 1.5. But while I was at it, I was like, hey, I can fix some bugs while I'm at it, and I can also do a total rebalance of experience and money. So the rebalance or nerf, if you will, along with the widescreen support is the big features, the whole point of this release. But then while I was at it, I started doing some really cool stuff like new, what is that? The new histories. I incorporated Nibius's eye replacer. I incorporated a modified version of the Silver interface. The Silver HUD by 3Del. Let's see here. Thanks to DD Lulu and Wesp, I now have better character sheet animations. Just all sorts of different stuff, like the new HD tongues and teeth, the new particle effects for Blood Buff. I'll just let you guys read this. There's a lot of really cool stuff. If you keep scrolling down, you're going to see the features of 1.4, and then you're eventually going to see the features of 1.3. You're going to see the features of 1.2, all the way back to 1.0, which, as you can see, I mean, I'm scrolling down here, dude. There's a lot of freaking stuff. This game was built on the unofficial patch 6.5. After that, I created Camarilla Edition, and then the Final Nights was built on top of Camarilla Edition. So really, we're using Wesp's 6.5 unofficial patch, then CE, then TFN. So you're getting a lot of different stuff when you download this. But if you guys want to read exactly what all has gone into making the Final Nights, it's all here. Click on Next. Okay, the Final Nights 1.5 HD, install instructions, important. This is a full version of TFN 1.5 HD. Please install over a clean copy of VTM Bloodlines, void of any patches or updates. That's very important, guys. Any kind of graphical change or model changes, stuff like that, that's fine. You can use that with TFN. But don't don't try to combine CQM or CE or, the Wesp's patches, the anti-tribune mod, anything like that. Don't be mixing, that stuff with TFN. That's the whole point of the mod loader. So TFN is a standalone overhaul of Bloodlines. You can't mix it with anything. So I know you're probably asking, well, what happens if I have a GOG copy from Good Old Games, which comes with the patch? There's nothing you can do about it. That's fine. It should work. 1.5 HD, if you install it over a basic GOG copy, it should work. If it doesn't, let me know, but I'm like 99% sure it's gonna be just fine. But if you have a 1.2 copy of Bloodlines, that's, in my opinion, even better. Or in my case, a 1.0 version of Bloodlines. That's about as clean as you can get. So very important, guys. Pay heed to that. Let's see here. So here's another important warning. After installation is complete, create a desktop shortcut for the Vampire EXE file. Next, open the desktop shortcut by right-clicking on it and place -game space TFN without the quotes at the end of the target text field. Make sure it looks something like this. And here's an example. Now I'm going to go over this with you guys. I'm going to do this manually so you can actually see exactly how it's supposed to look when you're done. If you don't do this properly, the game's not going to work from the desktop. And you can't just double click on the vampire.exe, otherwise it's not going to know what to do. It's not going to point to TFN. So again, that's part of the mod loader. The installation process is very simple. You just need to know what operating system you have. Yes. So I wrote this a really long time ago, back when we were using Windows XP and Windows 7. Now 7 is probably the oldest operating system being used. Everyone has migrated to 8 or 10. I'm still using Windows 7 just because I don't like 10 or 8. Yeah, so basically going back to what I was saying about 32 versus 64-bit operating systems. For those of you with a Steam copy, however, the program path is going to be program files, Steam, Steam apps, common, Vampire the Masquerade -Bloodlines /. So that's the path name for you guys. So, you know, just figure out exactly where you're installing your Bloodlines from, and then you'll know what the path name is. Note, those with the Steam versions should disable Steam Community in-game. So do that and automatic updates before installing the Final Nights version 1.5 HD. So, yeah, definitely turn off automatic updates with Steam because it may break your game. Thank you, Steam, and this is why I hate Steam. One of the many reasons why I hate Steam and why I refuse to give them my money. Okay, so it says click here. I understand how to install 1.5 HD. Then we're going to click on next. Okay, now this is probably the most important part, is that you have to get this directory to match wherever your true Bloodlines installation is. So let me scoot this over to the left here, and as you can see, if I go to C://, then I go to Program Files x86 because I have a 64-bit operating system. Then I go to Activision, and then I go to Bloodlines, Vampire-Bloodlines. This is where my core game is. This is the location. Now, this does not match this. Uh-oh. So if I were to click next right now, it would install it to Program Files. Well, there is no Program Files. Like, there's no game in there. It's in Program Files x86. So there's two ways that you can fix this. You can either click over here, highlight the path name, right-click on it, go to Copy, and copy the path name. Then come over here, highlight this, right-click on the highlight, and click Paste. Now that's going to paste in the exact location. So now that's matching this. So we are good to go. Another way you could do it is just manually type it in. So this is what I had before. And I could just go space, what is that, comma, no, that's not a comma, that's a parenthesis, x86, parenthesis, and now I'm good to go. So it doesn't matter, you can manually type it. I like cut and pasting it because there's little things like that little space between the S and the parenthesis is very important. So, you know, the little things like that are easy to miss. So that's why I just like to cut and paste it. So now that we have this set up properly, we want to click on next. And then this is basically saying, okay, this is where we're going to install it to. Click on start to do the install. So I click on start, and now you can see files are actually literally changing. I don't know if you guys saw, but there is now a new folder in here called TFN. You have your original Vampire folder, but then you have your TFN folder. So if I click on TFN, look at all of this stuff that's being loaded. These are all the things, see they're just kind of populating in real time. These are all the changes that the Final Nights makes to Bloodlines. Very, very cool stuff. So look at all this. Line, blah, 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 dot MP3 and lip. These are all the lip files that go into synchronizing the mouth of the characters, plus the voice MP3 files. It's loading all of this stuff into my game. So a lot of changes are happening here. Very, very cool stuff, including the vampire.exe file. That's also being changed. Here's a bunch of new music that's going in. End credits, blah, 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 blah. Song 1, 2, 3. These are the club songs that are going in. I mean, there's just a lot to the Final Nights. It's a huge mod. It's a huge overhaul, I should say. Very, very, very cool stuff. So once this is done, which should be done, what are we at, like 94? I guess I could cut this out of the video, but it should be done here in a second. 99%. Okay, whoa, look at all this that just popped up. Okay, so now that we're done, we want to click on next, and we want to click exit. Let's go ahead and bring this back up. So this is all the new stuff that the EXE just installed. A lot of brand new stuff. These are all the individual changes that went into the Final Nights. So if we click on like 1.0, whoa, dude, look at all those changes. A lot of changes went into this overhaul. So if you want to view those, by all means. This is the official TFN game manual. It's in a PDF form. Let me go ahead and zoom that out a little bit here. I spent a lot of time on this, and I really hope you guys are reading this. If you're not, you're really missing out on a lot of knowledge about the new game mechanics. Page, I like to do in the view, the page display, 2-page view. I like having 2 pages. And then I like to just kind of go through the game manual and look at everything. I have this cool table of contents over here. I publish for TFN 1.5 HD. I've updated everything in the manual, including the installation on how to do it. So if you guys forget, and for whatever reason you don't find this video or you don't find it helpful, you can also go right here in the how-to installation of 1.5 HD. Frequently asked questions. These are all the feats and all the changes to the feats. Tons of them. Here's all the clans. You got the Bali, Asimite. It talks about them. This has all been updated. You have the new disciplines. All the disciplines are just like, I mean, there's just so much to them. So many things that you don't know about until you read this manual. Guys, read the freaking manual. It's awesome. You'll learn so much, especially people who like to min-max, who aren't really role players. They want to get the most powerful character by the end of the game. You've got to read this manual because it reveals so many hidden secrets. Here's all the occult items, where they are, how to get them, what they do. I mean, it's all in here, guys. Read this for real. Here's all the game mechanics and in-depth instruction on what they are, how they work. Here's how to modify the blood loss timer if you think 4 minutes is too fast or too slow. The Masquerade Violation system, here's how it works. In Hunters, how that works. The Humanity Frenzy system is different. In the Final Nights, the weapon system is different. Here is an Excel spreadsheet, which if we zoom in here, has the name, the type, attack rate, skill requirement, lethality. I mean, it just has everything. This manual has every freaking thing in it. Let me zoom back out a little bit here. Yeah, so check this out. Here's every single weapon in the game and a breakdown of what it's good for, what it's not good for, different strategies with it. The new prostitution system, which has been overhauled. Then you have all the music in the game. A lot of people ask me, dude, I love the new music in the Final Nights. It's incredible. What song was that in that one club? What song was it? Well, it's all right here, guys. Right here. All the songs and all the music. Here's the other half. Here's the credits. If you guys want to pay kudos, this is literally everybody who contributed to the Final Nights over the past 8 years. Here's the software that I use in the Final Nights. If you want to do some modding of the Final Nights yourself, this is exactly what I used to do everything. So you can do what I did and make changes. So guys, read this manual. I can't stress it enough. It's awesome. This is a Final Nights icon file. If you don't want to have the original Bloodlines icon, you can use this one. I'll show you how to change it here in a second. The next important step, guys, is this one here, is the vampire.exe, and this is what they were talking about with the mod loader. You can't just double click vampire.exe and play the game. Sorry, can't do it. You got to make a desktop icon. So right click on it, go to send to, desktop, create shortcut. That's going to create a shortcut right here. Okay, now if you click on it once, it allows you to change the name of your icon, and you'll want to do that if you have multiple copies of the Final Nights, or I'm sorry, multiple copies of Bloodlines, different mods. So I'm going to call this the Final Nights 1.5 HD. So that's what we're going to call this and how we're going to tell the game that we want to play the Final Nights instead of CQM or a different mod you may have. You want to right-click on it and go to Properties. Now this is where the real magic happens. Number one, let's change the icon. Let's just do that. Let's make that a thing. So we want to click on Open and we want to go to Browse. We don't like this icon. Now, by default, it's going to open somewhere. What you want to do is click on your C and then go to your folder, which is where Bloodlines was installed, which is Program Files, Activision, Vampire Bloodlines. Now you're in here. See this icon, the finalnights.ico? Double click on that. You're going to see it. You can click OK. It changes it here. If you click Apply, oh, look, the icon just updated over here. Pretty cool. So you can customize your icons so that you don't have the same, Vampire Ankh icon. Like, if you have different mods, you can give a special icon to each mod or overhaul, which is pretty cool. That's why I bungled that with the Final Nights. This is the one I'm using for the Final Nights for now. Let's see here, but this is the most important part, guys. You absolutely need to go to the target and go to the very end here, and then after the apostrophes, is that what that's called? I'm having trouble with my English. I forget parentheses, commas, apostrophe. Okay, so at the end here, click space dash TFN, and oh, look at that. I already forgot exactly what it is. Great thing we have a game manual for. Okay, let's go look at the game manual. What was it again? Let me scroll down to the opening letter, requirements, installation. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. See, I screwed up, guys. Check that out. So we want it to be dash game space TFN. So let's go back to this guy here, back to properties. It's not dash TFN, it's dash game space TFN. And then we want to click apply. Now, what this icon does is by putting this dash game space TFN tells us we don't want to play CQM. We don't want to play Camarilla Edition or Comp Mod. We want to play TFN. So that's what that switch at the end of this guy does. Now, the old copy of Bloodlines, you had to go to compatibility and you had to go to run this program in Windows XP Service Pack 3 and disable desktop composition, disable visual themes. And you had to do that with the old EXE. But thanks to Wesp and friends, you don't have to do that anymore. So just leave these off. You don't even have to go to compatibility. Yay! Thanks, Wesp. Okay, so we have this all set up under the shortcut tab. This is where this is. We want to click apply, click OK. And that's it, guys. You just installed it. Congratulations. Let's see here. Now, let me tell you one thing that I had to change inside this Vampire directory, which this Vampire directory controls all of it. I had to go into Media, and then this Activision.BIK file is the Camarilla International logo. And unfortunately, I couldn't change it only in TFN. Unfortunately, I couldn't change it. I had to change it over here to make it work in Vampire, which means every time you play any mod, you're going to see our logo. So if you don't want to see our logo, you can either delete Activision.BIK or you can hunt down the original one and put it back. It's totally up to you. But I just wanted to make you aware. And this is the logo that I'm talking about. So when you open up Bloodlines, you're going to see Team Camarilla International. This is our little logo thing. So, okay, guys. Well, I think that's it. I hope this video has been helpful. Sorry if it was too long, but there was a lot to explain. I'm not sure if, I think if I double click on this and run the game, then it's going to screw up my video, so I won't do that. But trust me, it works. I know it works. Been doing this a while. So hopefully this helps you guys, and I will post this video on the ModDB page so that you guys can just watch it straight from there, or you can just go to my YouTube channel and watch it from there. But I hope you guys enjoy, have fun, happy Halloween, and leave me some feedback. And I am planning on continuing my Let's Play starting probably tomorrow or this weekend. I'm going to start recording again, so look for that. I love you guys. Thank you, Christina Romuald, for this idea. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I saw the wisdom in making something like this, so hopefully it's been helpful. Take care, guys. Zero Morph out.